Everyone is waiting to hear who will be on the Jackson State Tigers coaching staff next season. And if this dynamic defensive lineman coach is a part of that coaching staff come next season, I'm going to tell you guys right now, business has definitely picked up on the defensive lineman front for the Jackson State Tigers football team come next season. We're going to talk about who that coach could possibly be right after this. You know, it's your favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos and tap in a friend or two and tell them to come on in. It's nothing but positive vibes. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get on in this thing, get straight to it. Because I'm really like, Coach, where you been, man? You've been giving us one here, one there, one here, one there. Videos kind of out of order. What's going on with you guys? Listen, Coach been down, but he's always fighting to get back up. Coach been under the weather a little bit, you know, got this medication, had to take this medication, been down, trying to get myself back together. So we back at it again. But I'm going to tell you this. Coach T.C. Taylor has been knocking it out the park thus far with the level of talent that he's looking to bring into Jackson State to compete with the Jackson State Tigers football team come next season. But you already know, in order to get those athletes in place, you got to have some coaches on staff that's going to be there, that's going to be able to coach these athletes to make sure that they're getting maximum effort out of them out there on the field. Because you already know, the two-time SWAC champions, they're not trying to have no let off. They're trying to get back at this thing again and three-peat. That's right, guys. You heard me say three-peat. They're not trying to hold back nothing. They're looking to get out here and let everybody know, hey, listen, you thought because a major figure was gone, a figure was gone, that Jackson State wasn't going to be able to come back and rebound and do the things that they need to do. Well, guess what? Coach T.C. Taylor's letting everybody know this, hey, they ain't slowing down at all. They got some things that's brewing over there that's going to leave you scratching your head like, wait a minute, how in the heck he pull that off? I'm going to tell you this. If this hire is coming into the program, it's true. According to John Bryce of Football Scoop, the Jackson State Tigers defensive line is going to be bananas next season. And now that it's been announced that Niles Gaddy is coming back to the Jackson State Tigers football program, guess what? It's about to be a party, y'all. Y'all better get ready for it, because I think the Jackson State Tigers football program, they got a nasty taste in their mouth from all of the folks out there that's been dropping slick disses here and there, talking about how the school fell off. They're going to miss this, they're going to miss that. And they're letting everybody know, hey, listen, we're going to take your shots now, but we're going to deliver them back once we get on that football field. And when it comes down to that, you can look at the athletes that's coming into the program, because right now, looking at everybody across the board for all of the HBCU programs in the SWAC, everybody is starting to recruit on a higher level. And I'm loving it, because that's letting me know right now, now is the time for everybody to start to get the athletes into the program for them to get out here and really compete on a high level. Not only that, but you got to have them coaches there as well. And the coach that is possibly coming into the Jackson State Tigers football program is none other than Jonathan Beasley, coach, the defensive lineman, and was a co-defensive coordinator on the Fred McNair Alcorn State Braves football team last season. Now, I know y'all sitting there like, wait a minute, Coach, but they didn't have a great record. They went 5-6 last year. Let me break something down to you guys. I'm going to start off with this. Coach Bradley played in the NFL, and he has coached at Alcorn State, North Carolina Central, as well as Arkansas Pine Bluff. Now, that North Carolina Central, that might have some ties in there as far as with him and Coach T.C. Taylor. Now, like I said again, this is according to Mr. Bryce over Football Scoop. This was an article that he dropped stating that Coach Bradley was going to be a co-defensive coordinator as well as a defensive lineman coach for the Jackson State Tigers defense come next season. Now, I know you guys, like I stated before, they were 5-6. You're trying to figure out, okay, Coach, what exactly is he going to be able to do over there? Looking at what the Alcorn State defense did last season, from a rushing standpoint as well as red zone defense and passing standpoint, they did pretty daggone good out there on the field. You can't take that away from Alcorn State at all. They actually ranked in the top third of the SWAC conference last year in those three categories that I just mentioned. Now, if you don't recall, things were a little difficult for Jackson State in that Soul Bowl game that they played last season, in which Alcorn State literally held Jackson State in check as far as with allowing them to be able to score points, as well as run that ball up and down the field in the manner which they had done against a lot of teams that they did last season. Now, one thing I say is this: the defensive linemen up front, they understood how to clog those gaps, making sure that people were not able to just run rump shot all over the field against them in games. Not only that, but they definitely made things a lot difficult for QB1 Shedeur Sanders, sacking him 5 times out there on the field. Like I said, Jackson State, they earned every last daggone point that they got against Alcorn State in that game last year, as well as that W. They had to get out there and fight for it. And guess what? If you got a defensive team that can come out there and make a team that's been out there average 40 points a game last season in the manner what Jackson State did, if you can force them to get out there and have to fight to get the points that they need to get in order for them to win, what does that say about your defense? And again, the defensive front, like I stated, sacked Shedeur Sanders 5 times in that game. Now, I'm going to say this. This addition to the Jackson State coaching staff, if it is true, if it is indeed true, will be something to watch blossom into something great. Because once again, like I stated, this is going to be a testimony of exactly what Coach T.C. Taylor is looking to do with the Jackson State Tigers football program. He's not trying to settle for nothing less than what they've been able to put out there on the field in the past previous 2 years that he was a part of. Now, keep in mind, Alcorn State defense, they were stingy last year against Jackson State. And just believe this, they're going to be even stingier come this year with all of the players that they have coming back into the fold into that Jackson State Tigers football program. So I'm going to tell you right now, for all of you athletes that were on that defense for Jackson State last season, if you're watching this and if by chance you're behind us in that transfer portal, hey, what's taking you so long to go ahead and make a decision and say you want to go back? Because trust you me, if you think that transfer portal is going to find you a home to get you in a place where you want to be, where you're going to have that opportunity to really get out there and compete and play some football, guys, trust Coach when I tell you this. It's for the faint at heart right now. Unless by chance a lot of these teams don't get the athletes that they're looking for to bring into their program come next season, then you might be on their short list. But as of right now, if you have not been picked up, trust me when I tell you this. You want to go ahead, find you somewhere to go so you can get out there and compete next season. Don't end up being one of those ones trapped in that transfer portal to where you got to go make another step. And then you're going to end up in a situation where it's not going to be conducive to where you're looking to go. But hey, Coach ain't here to go ahead and school you or get on you or nothing like that. I just want to make sure I see all of the athletes out there in the best position that they can possibly be in. But guys, Jackson State ain't letting up, and trust you me, they're not going to fold under no circumstances when it comes down to making sure they got the necessary athletes out there on the field to compete next season. Hey, salute to Coach T.C. Taylor, salute to Jackson State University, and like I stated before, if by chance this report is true, congratulations to Coach Bradley. Looking forward to seeing you over at Jackson State, putting on with the Jackson State Tigers coming this upcoming season. And hopefully, hey, you guys go ahead and run that thing back and do it a third time, letting everybody know, hey, look, the third time is a charm. But guys, Coach going to go ahead and get up out this thing. But until next time, be the one and lead.